Me, buddy, have you heard the news? The new Spaced Out DLC is now available for early access on Steam. And while I know that it's felt like a lot longer, we've only been playing this for a couple of weeks. And what I'm looking to do today is to cover rockets. In the last video I made a mistake. As it turns out, the rockets can be loaded and unloaded automatically. So that's what I'm going to try to cover here today. Alright, so how this works is we have a port unit like this. There's a liquid one, a gas one, and a solid one. And this will give us a way to actually load or unload solids, liquids, or gases to whatever rocket lands on here. I thought this would be more of like a smart storage bin or something like that. But no, that's totally different. So if you're thinking of this like a normal rocket from the base game, where you kind of have your ports on the rocket itself, those ports are now over here. So you can see how this little guy right there plugs in, and you can actually have multiple of these if you want to have different units come to the same port. So I've made this here P3, that's for Planet 3. This is my solids pad, although you can actually hook up multiple of these to the same pad. So since I have enough gold, let's go ahead and try to make a liquids port over here. Whoop. And just like that, we're going to build it up. So now if a rocket will land here and it has liquids inside of its liquid container, the first thing it's going to do is go out of this port. And then after that, you can bring in whatever liquid you want to ship away. So it's kind of automated that way. It just kind of, that's how that works. So what I hope to do here is set up a little bit of a route between this place right here where I have gold amalgam, which would be super useful for my main base, as right now my only high temperature material that I have is steel, and you know, and as we know, steel gives off a lot of heat. So currently I'm paying my dues to the AI overlord, our steam turbines, and eventually I'll get that up and running so that I can make, you know, all sorts of different metals down here. And liquids and all that good stuff. So here's what I have going on down here. I've got a power control station, just like this, and I'm gonna use refined metal. This is going to be lead. And where are we getting lead from? We are actually getting lead from planet number 2, named Divin, over here. And we're going to ship that up through the conveyor loader, right up there. So we've managed to dig out all of this down here. Good job, dupes. So to get stuff from one place to another, what I'm going to use is this conveyor loader and the warp pipe input here. We're going to teleport it from this base back to my primary base here. What I'm looking for is, I don't want diamond anymore. I've got plenty of diamond. I want lead. Give me lead, duplicants. So once I have some lead, I can run my power control station. There it is. We already got some lead right there. We can tune up our petroleum generator, which is also accepting crude oil from over here as well. That is teleporting through, just like so. And if we follow the pipes from everywhere, they go down here. And once I connect it up, then it goes over here to where it cooks into petroleum and then runs on out over here. So I get that at a 1-to-1 ratio. The petroleum then flows out over here to the generator to provide me power. And it also provides me water, polluted water, extra polluted water. How much polluted water? We get 750 grams per second right there. I'm also using a little bit of that petroleum inside of my inside of my metal refinery over here as a cooling material. So we will heat up petroleum and run it through a radiator, which then will activate the steam turbine and it will turn the heat into power for us. So much use for the petroleums. Anyhow, once we get that water, I'm going to take it over here and I'm going to run it through a sieve. Now the sieve is going to generate polluted dirt, which pollutes, so that runs over here to the sublimation station, where we turn polluted dirt into polluted oxygen, which then gets converted into clean oxygen from the deodorizers, which then gives us clay. And we're talking about the material in the game, not the developers of the game. So that clay then goes over here to the kiln and turns into ceramic. That ceramic can then be ground up into sand, which then gives us more filtration medium for our water sieve and the deodorizers. You keeping track of all this? But we still have clean water, right? So clean water is going to come out of here, and that clean water is then going to then travel all the way over here, teleport into the other planet, where it will then be injected into an oil well, and crude oil will be pumped out. And the cycle repeats itself. I know, pretty simple. Easy game. Oh wait, we still have carbon dioxide. So, the output of carbon dioxide over here is then going to be piped up here to where I have lots of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide happens to be fuel for our carbon dioxide rocket engines. So that carbon dioxide will then be used in the engines to transfer materials from my primary base here all the way out to this base, where I hopefully will bring back gold amalgam. So what I'm going to do is reconfigure this rocket right here. We'll get rid of the orbital cargo module that I used to drop things onto the surface and replace it with a cargo bay, which allows me to automatically load and unload from the rocket every time it takes off and lands. So I will take food from this planet over to this planet here, and then bring back gold amalgam. I know, right? Easy game, super simple. I can also bring back other things as well, such as slime. Slime might be a good one because I have the mushrooms that I'm trying to grow on my main base. Anyhow, you get the idea. You take stuff, you move stuff all over the place. You know what? Oh, that's what's going on here. My chlorine, I'm venting chlorine into space at this point. As it turns out, I'm not completely in the space biome, so it doesn't just fall out the back. It kind of covers this stuff up here. That's why I have chlorine liquid all over the place. Grim, you know, we've got Atmos suits. All you gotta do is use that, bud. You're not trapped. You're not trapped. All you gotta do is move past it and then activate it. There you go, buddy. You figured it out. See that? See how you're not trapped now? Good job, Grim. Now watch. You can put your suit on. I know you're learning. Good job, Duke. Turner here is paying tributes to the AI overload. I hope you brought your best work. Otherwise it'll curse us with never-ending entropy and we'll die. Oh, that one is pretty fancy. May, already doing the petroleum generator power thing. Nice, that's gonna put out some juice. This over here is going to look for unbreathable gas, carbon dioxide, chlorine, either of those. If we see them, we can then pump them into what is becoming a giant spaghetti of many pipes that just goes everywhere. And then I don't know how this worked. All right, let's bring in the petroleum. I think we already have what I need here. Maybe. Okay, so, oh, here's what I'm trying to do. What am I trying to do? If this is below 150 degrees Celsius, then it can go into my metal refinery. Otherwise, it just goes around and around and around in the loop, and the tank is part of the loop. And I was also thinking, uh-oh, who's trapped? Grim? What are you telling me here, bud? What's wrong? Why can't you figure out where to go? You can move over here, you can move over there. Oh, you're telling me that you can't walk on air? Come on now. Some would consider that flying, but what would a bird say? Hey, look, we got some lead. Germless. Heh. So far, the germs over here are just fine. I haven't actually tapped into this mod that has the germs inside of it. I'm not sure I will. I think I might just leave that alone. At least until after I've swept up all of this stuff, and then at least I don't have to worry about it. Right now, I just have I've got some mixed gases down here. What do I got? Ethanol, chlorine, sour gas. Where'd the sour gas come from? Uh-oh. But if I wanted to build something up over here, I could possibly do it right there. And then I could ship all of this good stuff out of there. What do we got? Igneous, not really needed. Fossil. Ooh, lead. Joya seeds. Yeah, pretty decent stuff. The real question is it faster to build up a bunch of auto sweepers and just let them do the work? You know what? Here's how you do it. If I build up an auto sweeper right here and then I put storage containers beneath it with a container that the auto sweeper can go in, then the dupes can sweep to the containers and the containers can be unloaded onto the rail. Ha! Now I'm thinking. Oh, I've also noticed a little bit of change to the skills over here. You notice how we used to have rocketry and then like extra rocketry? Rocket piloting is now a tier 1 skill. So that's been revamped a little bit. Mechatronics engineering, though, is still kind of a job you gotta work for. Monk? Heh. You got the perfect skills for it, buddy. There you go. Ooh, it looks like I'm going to need some rust over here as well, because unfortunately, I don't have enough of it. I've run out again. Oh, that or I could dig it up, right? If I have some. Let's take a look at the materials overlay. Ooh, consumable. There is a little bit of rust available that I haven't dug up yet. Hey, check this out. This is now running as expected, although it is quite hot, as also expected. So I need to put a little bit of water inside of here. All right, so taking a look at our rocket here, I was able to get rid of the small little module in the middle there. Let's go ahead and add in the cargo bay. So I'll click that right there. What do I want to make it out of? I think I can make it out of lead, so let's give it a go. And up it goes. I don't need this telescope, so I'll get rid of that. Also don't need the auto sweeper, because that's not going to be used for what we're dealing with here. And then I'm going to make a change here to the ladders. I want this to be over there like so. There we go. That should work out. Just need to get rid of the rest of those. May, come on back here. There we go. Deconstruct that one too, May, don't leave. All right, so there we go. I've now cleared off everything over here. So if I go to shipping, I should see that I have the rocket solid port. Now this has one of those really high overheat temperature things of 2000 degrees Celsius. So it should be fine, being that it is right next to the rocket, even though it is made out of lead. So that should be okay right over here with a carbon dioxide engine. The other engine though gets really, really hot. I don't know if it'll get over 2000 degrees all the way over here, but I know that the exhaust is very high temp, which yes, means power, baby. All right, so to make this work, here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to ship things out, at least the stuff that's going to come out of this, and that is just going to go right on over here like this, and I'll just put a conveyor chute right here. So when the rocket comes back, it'll actually just drop things right down here. Boop. So I don't have to run as far to get it. Now to load stuff up, I can actually run this thing about as far as I want, but to not run it super long distance, I'm actually just going to bring it out. I'll just bring it right over here for now. Now the reason I'm bringing this stuff over here as compared to going straight down is because I think a little bit of heat's going to go through the floor here and heat the stuff up down here. The flame traditionally on these rockets is about 7 tiles tall, about 3 tiles wide, so it heats up a certain area down here. I don't know. We'll see if it's still there. I've seen it come and go, maybe. That's why it's over there. Are you kidding me, dupes? You've literally already built this stuff over here? That took you no time at all. My dupes. Having so many dupes in different places, I mean, you look away for a moment, it's like they've already completed everything. I don't feel like I've ever said this before, but my dupes are awfully efficient. I mean, you should be proud. This is like the first time in 3 years, dupes. All right, let's build up some granite floor tiles, and then we'll do this number right down here, where I'm building up these little storage bins. Once I cook up some more steel and ship it over here, I'll put down some loaders, boop, 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 and then I'll use an auto sweeper right down here to pick up out of this and put it onto the rail. That way the dupes can come down here and they can just fill this thing up with everything, swept only, that sort of deal. I just go down here and go swoop, just like that. And that way I don't have to build a whole bunch of those loader things. Alrighty, so now that I've got the sender halfway configured, which I will rename from the Space Slug Alliance, because there's no longer a space slug in it. Rest in peace, Space Slug. You were amazing while you lasted. To Planet 1 Solid. I know, right? What a name for the pad. But essentially, the reason I'm doing this is what I can do on this rocket, and I could say, I want you to go from here to there, right? Any landing pad? No, I'm going to go to P3 solids, and I'm going to toggle this repeat so that we can make a round trip. We can just keep going back and forth, bringing stuff from here to there and back again. That's what I hope to see. And if we view the interior, well, my dupe will be inside of a suit, so I don't know if we need the bathroom in there or not, but we have a bathroom. We definitely don't have food, so, and I can't use the bigger module over here because this engine can't support it. It doesn't seem like that. At least when I click the plus button here, yeah, that's not available. So I'd have to use the other engine if I wanted to do that. All right, how's the power doing down here? I think we're doing okay. What about this? Water. I want water. All right, how's the steam turbine doing? We need to deliver a little bit of water here, auto bottling, so that we can build up some steam. Since I have a mixed gas inside of here, I have oxygen, I should build a little bump for the oxygen to go and hide in while the steam takes up the rest of the volume here. Otherwise, the steam turbine will be angry with us. We don't want that. You messed up, dude. It's looking the wrong way. Turner, you gotta redo it. Which also means I can move this thing over to the left. Shh, it wasn't planned. This looks interesting. You're gonna get stuck, Ada. Nope. What? You teleported all the way over here. All right, so I've got some heavy equipment. And we're gonna need to plug that into... Aha, here we go. Wiring it up, just like that. A little bit of automation between the two, using all of this lead. Very nice. And we'll plug it in. Boom. Look at the petroleum generator doing its thing. Good job. And that water is going right up here to the water sieve. Not doing anything at all. Let me go ahead and... Oh, no. What? No. Okay. And then that water goes all the way over here. Which goes up to this. Which means we want it to be insulated. So we're going to insulate all of this. And all the way over here. And all the way over here. Doop, just like that. Now, I just gave you guys a compliment. I said you're really efficient, so I expect this done within a cycle. Okay, dupes? You like what I'm doing with my fish pond over here? I've surrounded it by diamond. I'm making a fish bowl. I know. What a good use of diamond. Of all the things to spend time on. You know, for some odd reason, I've noticed that all my fish end up in like one spot. Look at this. They're just all right there. But here's what I really like. We get this thermal nullifier down here. See where I'm going with this? You can keep the water cold, which means I can keep I can convert Paku into gulpfish. And then use the gulpfish to purify the water. I know I'm doing it with this, but I can do it with those too. Fancy. All right, so here's another thing. I have carbon dioxide right here. But I also have some slicksters hanging around somewhere down here. There you are. Where'd the others go? Oh, there's another one. I would hope that they'd find their way over here. But I can take the thing is I can actually take that carbon dioxide and pipe it right down here. And convert the carbon dioxide into crude oil. Pump the crude oil through here into petroleum. Same sort of thing. Why can't I get this to vent? Why is this not working? Uh-oh. My pipe spaghetti's getting the better of me. There we go. So that's doing what I kind of wanted it to do. I'm not sure where the polluted water came from. Oh, it's piping in polluted water. All right. Disable the building. Deconstruct liquid pipe end. Deconstruct that end. And then empty out the whole pipe. There you go. Zoop. Definitely not the nicest mixture of water, but it'll work. That's why I put this over here. So much pipe spaghetti going on. I think this is the right move. Oh, no. No. Don't think I have a choice. I think I need to deconstruct that one. Now, where's that water going to go? You would go right there, wouldn't you? There we go. Mopped it up. Clearing out the water. All right, there we go. Nice clean pipe. Polluted water. No, clean water. It's now running all the way over here. Ha! What else do I need to do? Power out, power in, power in, power out. That does not have a battery. Where to put down a battery for that? Well, I tell you what, if I move this to the left, then I'll have a room for the battery to go right down here. It's not a very nice place to go and work, but oh well. Here, I'll tell you what. We'll add some light bulbs. There you go. Smart battery. Boom. Power to the smart battery. There we go. Already. What a build marathon down here. All right, so where is this gas going? Please tell me my pipes are working as intended. You are flowing up here, which means you should flow up here. If we don't have we've got too much carbon dioxide, right? Right, so you flow, and then you flow, and then you flow, and then you go out into space. Good. So if I have too much, I'm getting rid of it. I have too much, so good. I'm like doing all of this and rewiring my base at the same time. Speaking of things that are being built here on planet number 3, I have hooked up the rocket solid port to both send and receive, and they are right here. So this is actually where I'm doing my storage spot. So everything comes to right here, and then we drop it down. And so whenever I have something, we just load it up there, and whoop, there it goes. And then when it comes in to deliver, that will go right down here and deliver, boom, right in here. One thing I just thought of is that if this rocket takes off here, it's going to try to heat up these tiles. And if I'm running the conveyor through those hot tiles, I could possibly bring in a lot of heat. Not something I want to do. So I'm going to change this to insulated tiles. So that way I don't have to worry about the conductivity quite as much. I almost sealed this off without the most important thing, our sculptures. And also, you know what? This is driving me nuts. And I know you're seeing it too. All right, you're welcome. There we go. That'll be a lot better. Turner, what are you doing, bud? What is your skill? Look, you got a hat. Turner, you should be decorating. What is your priorities? Oh my goodness. Decorating. That's what you should be doing. Think about your choices, Turner. There you go, Turner. Just a little bit more. Yes. The steam turbine will be very pleased with that work. Good job, Turner. All right, let's give this thing a test here. We'll heat things up with a little bit of steel. I do need more steel. I forgot where I need it, though. Yes, that's right. My other planet needs, like, I don't know, a ton of it. And by a ton, I mean actually, like, yeah. And automation and enabling. Can we run this thing now? We set that to 99. We set that to 30. Power. Yeah. That was very short. Okay, why are you not charging up? And why are you charging? Oh, because you haven't run to 0 yet. I don't know if I'll do all this automation on these. I might just let them run. Oops. I forgot a little bit of water. I need to have water in this line here to cool things down. That way I can get rid of this heat and keep that cool as well. Which is the whole point of this aqua tuner over here. And if I need to, I can extend that cooling pipe throughout the rest of my base. But I think the temperature in my base, it's just kind of warm over here. Everything else is plenty cool. Well, okay, that's kind of hot, but that'll be hot regardless. It might just happen to be next to a bunch of magma. Here's another spot I needed a steel valve for, right down here. What I want to be able to do is take however much liquid I have in the reservoir and control the crude oil flowing in. Ideally, I'd like to have 2 reservoirs, a reservoir for oil and a reservoir for petroleum, and then just kind of surge that through. So I do this in kind of a big old, one consistent flow. I think the reason I wasn't getting consistent numbers out of this is because I was just pulsing crude oil through it. So it didn't really have a chance to even out, maybe. That's my theory, at least. We'll do this number. We'll get rid of all of that because I don't need it anymore. Hey, look at Camille go. Nice. So the output temperature of this thing should be quite hot. We should see that, yes, we have 230 degrees petroleum. And if we're below a certain temperature, then it will flow back in. But the first thing it does is get rid of, you can see how it works. Nice. This is working out really good. I like it. All right. Whoa, look at this craziness. All of these different waters trying to figure out where to go. What I'm trying to do is actually get the polluted water out of there so I can use that as my cooling loop. So I'm trying to build up an element sensor right there just by kind of like filtering this stuff like that. Everything else just goes back in the tank. It kind of looks like I've made like a fish bubbler or something, or a little waterfall. Nice. All right, there we go, bringing in that polluted water. And then if this is above 30 degrees Celsius, then we run it, unless it's going the wrong direction, but I don't think it is. which means we should have some nice cool stuff up here. Yeah, there we go. Cool that oxygen down. Darn it. Why? I'm still getting oxygen out over here. Alright, I'm abandoning this thing. Alright, look at what I'm starting to see in here. A little bit of steam. This thing's about ready to start up. And you know what else is about ready to start on up? This rocket all the way up here. I've got, I think, what I need in place. My base is definitely not perfect. I'm working on it. Patching holes and, you know, that sort of stuff. But I think I'm at the point here where I can actually go ahead and start shipping things between different planets. So what I want to put in here, for the first time, is I'm going to put steel in here and ship it to my third planet over here. So we should get steel in. And what I want to bring back is gold amalgam. So metal ore, let's load it up with gold amalgam. There we go. We do need to plug this stuff in, like that. These things up here are actually quite powerful, hungry. They take 480 watts. I've put in a second solar panel over here, and I'm gonna use that to power this thing up. I don't really have a serious power grid going on this base, so we will just do this number. All right, so refined metal, I'm going to select, hang on, manufactured material, right? Manufactured material, steel. So steel is going to be loaded up here and shoved inside of the cargo bay of this rocket. You can see that it can hold 500 kilograms. Now here's where the reason why I thought this was going to be a little bit smarter. There's not a lot of way for me to control how much I load onto the rail that goes into this thing. If you can imagine that there's a certain capacity inside the cargo bay, there's also a certain capacity in the conveyor rail between point A and B. Plus you've got on the conveyor loader itself no way of adjusting that. So I think this might be one area for improvement. You know, how do we control how much actually gets loaded on there? Because I feel like, well, if I want to ship steel, all the steel in my base is going to end up right here, even if it doesn't make it into the rocket. So I was kind of assuming these ports were going to be more like smart storage bins or something, and once you reach a certain threshold or something, it sends out a signal and ships it away or something. You've seen that same issue pop up a couple times when dealing with the pipe inputs and outputs. I go to send something like an Atmos suit from one base to the other, and I end up sending all my Atmos suits from one base to the other, like instantly. It would be nice if there was a way for me to just select how many I want to send. Like put it in a package and send the package. Alright, so here comes Desktop Coder with a little bit of steel. And he's gonna load it up in there. Boom, there it goes. And then at 20 kilograms per spot, that's going to go over here, just like this. And we should see that it's going to engage the rocket solid port, and we should see that this thing has some stuff in it right down here. And there we go. Whole bunch of steel. Boom. And that's it. All right, so that is full. It has 500 kilograms of steel. Let's move back over here real quick. See if we can load this up with gold amalgam. Allow manual use. Errands. Low priority. No, yeah, no. And I've connected them to the wrong thing. Whoops. That one goes there. And there we go. Now that I've got it hooked up correctly, you can see that we are now shipping gold amalgam all the way up here. All right, I think we're ready for launch here. What I'm going to do is select auto. Let's see here. Who's in there? Nobody's in there. Okay, we'll go to crew. We'll try to get Camille to come and run this rocket for us. Now, our destination is on Planet 3, the solids pad. We're set up to go back and forth, right? So hopefully, Camille over here will have an Atmos suit with a decent amount of oxygen inside of it. Yes, good. Okay. Do. She's gonna run right up over here and jump into the rocket, which I believe is set up to be automated. So long as we have everything green, then it should run. And I believe we have a signal and we have fuel. So everything is satisfied. Missing qualified crew. What? No? Camille, what's your skills? How do you have the hat, but you don't have the skills? Don't worry about it. Don't look. Now we've got qualified crew. And off we go. So you can see, yes, I was correct. There's heat blowing down here. Whew, over 1,000 degrees Celsius. Something to keep in mind. I'm going to have to do something about that down here because this is a lot of oxygen. And it's going to get mighty hot. We might have to make another sacrifice to the steam turbine. But we can see Camille out here is in flight to this place. Very nice. So if we view, she's flying around just like we'd expect her to. It seems like the overall speed of our rocket, as in how many tiles we can travel in a cycle, is dependent on the engine type that we have. Right now we only have 2 engine types. The CO2 rocket is awfully efficient, but you can't go that fast with it. There we go. Oops, I think we found the next location. Have we landed? I didn't want to miss the landing, but... Oh, there it is. So, what we should see here is that it lands. There goes the steel. And like I said before, you kind of got to be mindful of the heat. So you see how I put insulation down, yep. And we have more than enough carbon dioxide at this point to keep hanging around here. So that's why I didn't hook up anything to this engine. We'll just refill it when we get back to the other base. The one where I have so much carbon dioxide, I'm just dumping it. So here we go. We now have steel right on over here. Isn't that nice? If we speed it up a little bit. Now gold amalgam is flowing in. So that's pretty cool. And once this is full, this cargo loading will be complete and it should automatically take off, I would think. But I might be wrong. Okay, so it's not automatically leaving here because I have to hit the launch button. I don't have any automation hooked into this. What I could do, since this is just going back and forth. All right, even though this is a little bit risky, I think what I can do here is that. That way, as soon as it's complete, the rocket will leave. Because right now it's just waiting for me to hit that button. Don't fall asleep. What? That's it? That's all you're gonna do? One little piece right there? Dupes. Today, dupes. Today. The last thing I want is Camille in here to run out of oxygen or food or something. There we go. And the rocket is off. How you doing inside here? Oh, she's looking awfully hungry, isn't she? And now you look like you want some oxygen too. If only they didn't make you wait so long in shipping. Well, it seems like it automatically landed while she was asleep. Cool. So now, if I just click that to auto so she can leave. Hopefully. Oh no! Oh no! They're already launching off. You're not done. Camille! Abort, come back. Be free, Camille. Well, that didn't go quite as planned, but... Oh, no! Just peeing all over the place. Well, at least there was an attempt, right? Well, here, let's try it again. This time it's set to all. Anybody can jump in there. The real question is, anybody gonna be brave enough to do it? Alright, so I set this to auto. I allowed different duplicants to go in there. And it looks like it worked out. Camille decided to jump on in there. May? No, you can't go in there too. There's too many. Bye. Hope you had some food. No, you're hungry. Alright, here we go. Showing up again to ship things out. Oh no! No! You didn't finish! Okay, well apparently connecting these two together is not the right way to go. Camille shows up, chucks everything out of the back of the rocket. I got places I need to be. Alright, so there you have it. A little bit of rocket shipping back and forth. Still gotta figure out the automation to make it all work. There. Okay, she's back. Don't launch. Alright, so as we can see there, we've got a little bit of learning to do as far as the automation is concerned. But you can see how we can ship things back and forth between one place and the other, using these little ports that you just stick in on the side. So definitely still a few things to learn, but you know what? I like it. Where are you going, please? No, don't go back. Don't go back. At any rate, that's all I got time for today. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this little episode here of Oxygen Not Included. And if you recently purchased the DLC, good luck on your new adventure. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Stay awesome. Peace. Brothgar out.